Good.
Cut.
Pushing right to the ragged edges. You see all of them. I mean, hard on the brake. I've never seen so much smoke off the front tires here as we're seeing from these first three drivers. Once again, out of turn number 10, up over the jump into the final turn. Mad Max picking up a spot here. These guys trying to earn points from qualifying this first moto today and the second moto tomorrow, and then the overall will be a combination of those points earned. First three guys doing a great job. Jet Nolan having a great run out here, and a good run for Stout up on the outside of Brabham. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it work around this left-hander, but he's going to put the pressure on anyway. See if he can get him to blow that turn.
And he rubbed him right up to the wall, didn't he?
Tried to go outside in on him. Jet Nolan hanging right there, man. He's just a couple of car lengths back.
Two to go here as this first race with the Stadium Super Trucks comes close to a conclusion. We're going to do it all over again tomorrow, Ken.
Yeah, I believe the time is 1:45, if I'm not mistaken, right before the start of the IndyCar race. So yeah, we'll bring them all back out here and turn them loose again. As they finish up this lap here, they should be coming to the white flag.
This can all be part of Sunday here at the Big Machine Music City Grand Prix. I can't imagine Robbie's got any tire left as much as he's sliding into the corners.
And you know how the flat spots work, right? It rolls around until it finds that original flat spot, and that's where it sits. So, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me at all to see somebody lose a right front the way they're roasting these things on both ends of the bridge. Stout here again, right there on the back bumper of Matty, but not able to make the pass just yet. One thing to catch Matty, another thing to pass him. We'll see if they take that white flag. White flag is out. One more to go.
This series is a break.
Oh, no! Jet Nolan almost blew it.
What a save that was. He couldn't have slid that thing any farther than he did.
And still make the turn.
No. Robbie Gordon dreamed of this series. Look at him weaving up and down the bridge as he's trying to block any kind of drafting moves. If you're going to pass Robbie Gordon for the win on this thing, you're going to have to shove your truck past him.
No doubt. He knew those guys were coming. And Stout all the way up beside Brabham. They go side by side through the left-hander. Robbie Gordon checking up Stout just a little bit. Stout still hanging in there. Oh, my goodness. I can't believe they went too wide through that area. Talk about some talent.
Did you see how Robbie moved to the middle of the track and basically put that rear tailgate of his truck across both of the guys behind him? What a great defensive move.
Absolutely driving that thing in the mirrors and trying to hang on to the spot. Brabham always has another gear. He knew he was going to roll up on him. Stout came right with him as they head back over the bridge for the final time.
Here it comes, Ken. Down to turn 9. Flat out now over the Korean War Veterans Memorial Bridge. Robbie's got to slow him down one more time here at 9.
Does he have enough tire? Does that right front tire still have enough tread to help him get stopped?
Oh!
There comes Brabham as well, trying to hang on. Brabham on the back bumper. Over the jump. After 9, headed to 10.
2 more passing zones to go at 10 and 11.
Brabham right there. Brabham sticking his nose down underneath him. Stout looking to take advantage of it. Can he get it done as well? Stout trying to follow Brabham through. Over the jump side by side.
Who's going to be inside at 11?
Can Stout grab second now? Contact. Heavy contact with these guys. Stout looking for the win. Not going to happen. What a battle. Nashville, you got to love it. Here comes the rest of them. They're for fourth place as well, side by side.
Hey, Nashville, get up on your feet and give these guys a big round of applause. What a fantastic show by the Stadium Super Truck Series. And Robbie Gordon, the first ever winner of SST at the Big Machine Music City Grand Prix. Wow, that was fantastic.
Final order, Robbie Gordon, Matty Brabham, Robert
All right, welcome to show 69. We had an awesome weekend last weekend in Nashville. That was race 1. We'll show a little bit more of race 2 a little bit later. But we got some more videos tonight that a lot of people have been wanting to see. So we'll kind of break through that. Big opportunity with Crosley. Crosley stepped up and got us to the Nashville Grand Prix. A little bit last minute, but we were there, and it was an awesome weekend. Lots and lots of people there all 3 days. Bands, concerts, just good times and flat out racing. So between the Stadium Super Trucks, the Trans Am cars, and then obviously IndyCar, plus the concerts that Matt and his team over there at Big Machine Music City Grand Prix put on an awesome event. We're proud to be part of it. Let's get into what you guys want to see this week. Just know every time we go to a Stadium Super Truck race, we still learn, and it's about learning and making reliable vehicles. And what I'm stoked about with the SST the most is Casey and all the guys here at Speed have done an awesome job making these things very, very, very reliable, where we can beat and bang and really put it in the driver's hands to make the decision on who wins and who doesn't. So I ended up winning round 1. Robert Stout won round 2 and got the overall. First time Matty Brabham's been knocked off the top of the box in a while. Max, my son, had a great run this weekend as well, finishing 4th. As you see, just tons of stuff. I mean, packed grandstands. Entertainment was at a high, and Streetsville, Nashville is just a whole bunch of fun. I think Max met a couple new friends there, and all good. Tootsie stepped on board on Thursday night, said, hey, we want to be on one of the trucks. So that was cool to have Steve and his team step up and be part of our Stadium Super Truck program at Nashville. About 45 days from now, we will be at Long Beach Grand Prix with another full field of SST trucks, as well as that's the weekend after Sandsport Super Show in Costa Mesa. Parts. You guys have been asking for parts, and I told you we were in processes and parts are happening, and parts that is. CVT covers, clutches, just tons and tons and tons of parts. And I think Rob thought that was cute. He said, look at all those CVT covers. Was that Kyle or was that Rob? Who's going to grab that one? Jeff, is that you? I don't know if you guys seen all those chickens, but I think, are they doves or what are they? Ducks? They're ducks, and she called them chickens. Well, those are definitely not chickens. But these are CVT covers. And one thing cool is we were going through some of the performance aftermarket accessory lines. If you think about it, on the Speed UTV, we gave you a very, very high-end production clutch. We built you a tie bar with a bearing into the CVT cover. That package alone, if you were to take your Polaris or Can-Am and put a tie bar on it and put some STM clutches or some tap clutches on it, you're looking at a probably $2,500 to $3,000 upgrade that comes as another part of a production vehicle. So, when people out there giving us a hard time, like, you guys just have no idea how many extras we gave you since the Sandsport Super Show in 2019 throughout this build and design process. More clutches, inside out, big vents that will allow air to flow, big fans on the clutches. This is a nice area right here. Obviously, it doesn't have the bronze bushings pressed in yet. You see the 2 receivers for the 2 clutches there. Engine blocks. We did not do a nickel seal engine. We did a cast-in sleeve, very similar to what's on an LS engine. And if you look at the performance aftermarket today, the cast-in sleeve seems like the way to go. I know a lot of the motorcycle guys use nickel seal. The only thing with that is if you have any issues, there's no chance of ever rebuilding your block and doing a hone job and doing pistons. Here, you got the opportunity of cleaning it up and get another shot at it. So for the aftermarket guys, we gave you something a little special here with a cast-in sleeve, and we feel that this is definitely the right way to go. Cylinder heads, lots of those, as you can see. Cam covers, cylinder heads, parts, more parts, bottom end blocks. Production is rolling, and I told you it would be, and it is. Drivetrain, very excited with our gearbox package, turbo package, the craftsmanship, the welds. I know people ask questions about our welds, or they question our process. Obviously, they're not familiar with trying to keep everything true and straight and keeping as much heat out of the material as we can as we're welding. So we want it to penetrate. We want it to penetrate hard, but then we want it to cool quick and then do a penetrate again. So as we said, stacking dimes. We will get better. We'll teach the machines better, but the factory has definitely stepped up with 30 brand new Panasonic robot welders, and I believe there's about 75 fixtures throughout the process. And as you saw, trailing arms get welded. We will obviously have to speed up the process there, but let's get more fixtures and more robots and continue on building as demand comes. Beadlock wheels from the factory, nice rounded edges, has our signature weave down through there that I've done ever since the early, call it early 90s on beadlocks. That was a pattern we came up with, and we've been using that. I think most of the other wheel manufacturers have copied part of our beadlock patterns as well. These beadlock wheels are the first in the industry with a flat face that actually acts as the beadlock ring. Very strong, very durable, keeps all the load right where we want, lines up the kingpin inclination. Definitely the right package for high performance UTV market. Tires, tires. We have moved on to working on aftermarket tires as well, but production tires are in process and rolling, and I know there is thousands of these already in production. My goal is to have a few hundred of these at Sand Sports as well that you guys can touch and feel. And if people want to put those on their other 15-inch wheels on their Polaris or Can-Am, we'll have speed tires for you there if you think you want to give them a shot. We feel really good about them. I like the package. I like the grip. I like the round edges. I believe this is the right tire for a UTV. Brakes, as you see, the brakes, we end up doing our own brake package with very good pressure, very good O-rings right from the factory, because we know that our customer is going to drive the car harder. So we've got better O-ring material, higher temp brake material, better brake fluid, as well as a really nice supported caliper. We will race these production calipers on our race cars. So when we show up to the races, you'll see our cars with production calipers. It's not like you have to even go to the aftermarket and get a production caliper. We just want to do the best right from the get-go. Vented rotors. We have obviously plenty of bolting opportunity at the rotor. And we did do 70-75 billet hubs for you as well. These are the carrier bearings. The drive shaft has 2 carrier bearings in between the front diff and the rear transmission. So we're supporting the drive shaft very, very good. Keep it aligned, especially with the torque and load that we have with our car. Tube clamps. We even went to the extra mile of the tube clamps and completely designed a new style tube clamp that not only locks left and right, but it hooks and goes in the other way. These are forged components. These are not cast foam components. They're forged components, and they will be standard on the Speed UTV on all roll cage connections, because at the same time as we want to do performance, we want to have the best safety built vehicle in the industry as well. That's why we've got the A+ bar. That's why we've got the roof spine, the diagonal bars welded in. It has structure. It's not just a couple 2x4s stuck up there like a building. It actually has cross structure tied into the roll cage. Fuel tanks integrated into the structure. They're held in by a tube there. The largest fuel tank in the UTV industry. What did it come out to exactly again? Was it 13.8? I think it was 13.8 gallons is what it took with. That's once the pump was in there, once the hose was in there, and everything else. Hydraulic power steering, another new for the UTV industry, but standard on very high performance off-road cars. Class 10 cars, Class 1 cars, trophy trucks, pretty much everything has hydraulic power steering. And we felt that that was the best thing for the Speed UTV as well, because we know you guys are going to want to go climb rocks, and you're going to want to use the steering to be able to move the car over as you change through obstacles at King of the Hammers and other places like that. So hydraulic was our choice at the end of the day. Forged drive shaft inputs. and crown splines, very, very big crown splines on the drive shaft, all forged components, and really, really, really happy with the finish on these components as well. They've been tumbled, and they should be plenty good. Production clutches. When you look at these things, I've held them in my hands. I've tested with them. I can't say enough about the guys, Dave and Alan over at TAP, but the factory that took basically a billet clutch, turned it into a forged part, and post-machined it. Beautiful. High performance parts right from the factory, with the bearing, with the fan, with cooling, with adjusters. You can change the adjustment without taking the clutch apart and change the ramp ratios on your cams. Just a really, 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 really cool part. Dave, you've done an awesome job here, and we're proud to have you on our team. Secondary clutch has a fan as well, and obviously has its pilot bearing out there to support the input shafts and output shaft of the engine. Full windshield. People have been asking for the windshield. There she is. We will have this product at Sand Sports for you guys to take a look at, touch and feel, working through our final processes here. But windshield is in the car. It is safety glass. It is rubber trimmed, very similar to a production automobile. As we've learned, the plastic ones just aren't that good for scratch resistant, very static. This is our light bar with the windshield, and obviously this is our 4-seat test car. So the windshield is on it, and we will offer that up in the next few weeks. Let's say by Sand Sports, we will have a cost package put together for you if you want to add this on. What's it? It's on? Sorry, I'm a little slow today. Guys have been on it, and I guess it's up on the website. Carla asked me for it yesterday, and she said, when are we going to get windshields? And I told her, when we have cars. And I didn't know that the boys have worked out a price package, and it's available to the customers that want to add the full windshield onto their vehicle as well. There's an inside view looking through the window. We've tried to give as much opening, try not to crop down anything of visibility out the front windshield. Obviously, if we were to shorten that up, it'd be harder to look up hills, harder to look down, harder to look around the corners. We've got the rubber right there against the tube, and I'm pleased with what we got there. Speed tools, obviously, goal is to have some UTV boxes at Sand Sports as well. I know we have lots of those back ordered. The big box, the full race version box is back available, and we have fulfilled all back orders on the big box, and we will have some sample UTV boxes at Sand Sports for you guys to touch and feel. How's the spare tire mount in the bed? There we go. Upside down. It's got a spinner down inside there, and there is 3 locations even on this car here. There's a 35-inch tall tire laying in the bed here. I can tell because the gap to here, and our standard 32, it would have a lot tighter fit there. So we did make the bed big enough to stick a 35-inch tall tire in there later, and that's the spinner system and how that bolts down in there. As you see, there's one hole there. There's another hole there. If you fold the tailgate down, there's another hole there if you want to slide the spare tire back and put the crescent box in the front, or you can slide and put the crescent box on the left or the right-hand side. Kind of moving through this pretty fast. You want to switch over to a video, and we'll show a little production video for everybody. They want to see parts. They want to see components. Go ahead, and we'll switch mine back over here, and we'll go from there. Any haters are on this week, they'll be blocked next week.
And we need the lovers.
And the lovers, they'll be hugged.
Nice looking package.
Nice looking little motor. Really, really impressed with the engine. Coils on top of it. Dual fuel rails. Alternator built-in, serpentine belt. Hydraulic power steering. You know, a lot of people I don't think really understand all the processes. I'm sure they do, but there's so many things that go into building a car like this. You know, obviously the next version car will be a lot easier because there'll be small modifications. This was engine, gearbox, tires, wheels, shocks, chassis, axle, CVs, just so many different components. Machine shop is definitely backed up. A lot of cast parts to post machine. You know, when you're looking to build a car every 19 minutes, it's pretty gnarly. So. So we do all of our welding in there and we get the process all done. And then the very last thing that we do is we put the pivot points and the buckets on there. That allows the structure to do its own warping or do whatever it wants to do and really not worry about it, because the only point that matters for us is the shock pivot, inner pivot, outer pivot, and the bucket where we pick up the hub. So I saw a couple guys were commenting, well, how do you do this, or how do you manage the flexing? We don't worry about it because the very last thing we do is put the pivot points on it and the bucket, which keeps it all true. There's the forged front knuckles, hydraulic power steering, front bulkhead, proper shoulder bolts all the way through, wheels, tires. We're really letting you look inside the car with its clothes off and look at all the detail. But this is a full tube chassis, very similar to what a Class 10 car would be, a Class 1 car, a trophy truck. Not what other people are doing today in the industry. These tubes are 095 and the structural components, double shear, all brackets, even the sway bars are in double shear. Internal bypass tube shocks. I watched qualifying from Vegas to Reno today, and I got to be honest, you watch a UTV go and then you watch a 10 car go, I'm pretty confident our car will run faster than a 10 car and will be much more inline and stable because we don't have such massive tire scrub where it's bouncing left to right. I believe our wheelbase package is the right package for desert performance. And then obviously the 120-inch wheelbase, like the 4-seater here, that is exactly the way we have our trophy truck. But there you go, some components welded. I mean, if you look at those welds and then you think about comparing us to the competition, Honda, Kawasaki, Can-Am, Polaris, I'm not worried about any of those guys with craftsmanship when it comes down to building chassis. Very detailed, nice welds, a lot of stuff we will get better with as this process goes. We'll get better with our machines. We'll get better with fit and finish. But for these cars, I'm really, really, really happy with where we're at. I think the guys have done a great job, and we will, not that one right there, and that'll obviously be addressed. I think we showed that a few weeks ago, but this is just stuff that we learn with, and we have to burn metal to be able to get the process to where we want it. And as you can expect, our standard of quality is at the highest of the industry. But we have showed you guys behind the scenes of stuff that no other manufacturer has ever shown you before. throughout a build. And unfortunately, we've allowed our competition to catch up through this process. I think the first 6 months to a year, they doubted us, but the doubters will be silenced in the next few weeks. I guess that's the end of the show tonight. Thank you for tuning in to show 69. We are a couple weeks away from Sandstorm Super Show. We will have some exciting products for you there. And we have a goal of having a production car there that you guys can touch and feel and sit in. But things change, and maybe we won't have one. But that is our goal today, and we're going to do every bit of effort we can to make that happen for you guys. 704-949-1255. I will take 3 phone calls tonight, and then we're going to get back to work. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Jimmy. Missed him. Hey, you're on with Robby Gordon tonight. How you doing?
Hey, doing good.
Doing good, doing good. Thank you. I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah. How you doing?
Good, good.
Yeah, this is Thomas, master number 1906.
All right, 1906. What size shirt you like, bud?
Extra large.
XL. Got one of those coming to you. And what'd you think of the show tonight?
Oh, yeah, the show's pretty good. Like to see all the parts. Definitely excited for my car. Unfortunately, I'm moving from Tucson to Virginia, so totally different riding style out there.
Yeah, you know, I live here in Charlotte, and there's plenty of good riding up here, though.
Right.
You know, there's if you think about the trails, our UTV is no wider than a well, it's narrower than a Raptor, and it's about the width of a Jeep. So you're not going to have any problem, you know, riding up here in the Smoky Mountains or other places like that.
Right. Well, yeah, very excited. We've been calling for a while. This is the first time getting through.
Cool. Well, thank you. Thanks for believing in the process and allowing us to do what we're doing. And like I said, every week we're getting closer and closer. If you're going to be out at Sand Sports, I think everybody there will be pleasantly surprised, and look forward to letting everybody touch and feel it.
Right, absolutely. So, one question I have that's always been kind of bugging me. The wraps. So the RG edition, you're kind of limited on the wraps, and the LE edition, it's kind of like sky's the limit. I actually downgraded from an RG to an LE just so I can get my wraps right. Kind of wanted to see what the thought process was on that.
What do you mean by that? I mean, the RG is obviously my version, and
right.
When it's my version, I get to pick what it looks like.
Fair enough. And
if you want something that we're going to support as our factory program, that's the graphic. Now, if you want something different, I think we had a Cabo. It's fairly similar to RG. Has a couple of different angles that you can choose your choice of colors and graphics. But at the end of the day, the three packages between myself, Todd, and Max, we'll race 3 different cars, and that'll be basically the RG versions.
Fair enough. Yeah, I just went with like a carbon fiber type
Awesome.
wrap. It seems pretty popular. So I'm pretty excited about it. We just got the toy hauler and made sure to get the right size garage for that.
Which car did you get, if you don't mind me asking? Did you get a Bandit? Or you get
an
El Jefe? I think the El Jefe is going to be the rock car. It's that car there. You know, we've got some race cars that we built up out of the El Jefes, and that we'll show later on this year. But obviously, the most important thing is production cars, and that's why you haven't seen us, you know, showing off the race cars, because without production cars, you guys are always like, "Where's my car?" But
Right.
Production is priority. But we did build all of our race cars are El Jefes. That is the right package. Oh, El Diablo, sorry, Diablos. And you said you have an El Jefe.
Yes.
Okay, sorry, I'm taking it all back. Race cars are.
It's all right.
I'm talking a little fast tonight. Sorry. Yeah, Diablos are our race cars. El Jefes are the 4-seater, and that's obviously the family mobile.
Right. Well, very cool. Very excited to get my car. Kind of helps that I'm actually in the middle of a move, so I'm not super itching to get my car right away.
Well, awesome.
So I got a couple of months.
Work's moving you back here?
Yeah, I'm in the military, so getting stationed over in Langley.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, thank you for your support and dedication to this great country that we live in, and do appreciate all you guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right,
Have a good one.
thank you. Have a good night. Thanks for calling. Bye. How did I get messed up on those cars? I mean, I see them out here every day. I'm slow on the trigger tonight, too. Hey, you're on with Robby Gordon tonight here at Speed UTV. How you doing?
Oh, sweet. How you doing, Robby?
Doing good. You're caller number 2. What's your name?
Oh. All right, I'm number 296.
Number 296. You're an early believer.
Yep, second time getting through on the call. Finally got patched through.
All right, awesome. 296. Can I get your first and last name?
Randy Eaton.
All right, what size shirt, buddy?
Extra large.
Extra large. All right, awesome. How can I answer your question tonight?
I was just calling to hopefully get through to you guys. Do you think after the Sand Sports show, you guys will have one of those production units out in the desert testing?
For sure, and we will let you guys know where we're out playing and when, and we'll let you guys come out and check it out as well.
Cool. I'm in Kingman, so I'll drive up and be cool to go out and see some testing.
You're not far from where we're going to be. You know where we'll be out there in Parker.
Yep. Sounds good. Well, keep up the hard work. Thanks for the show tonight and showing all the production parts and everything. That was awesome. So.
Well, thank you. And those are, a lot of that stuff just is a process. I mean, it's and it's a longer process than what I thought it was going to take as well. And COVID hasn't been friendly to us, but at the same time, it's allowed us to focus on all the small details. And I believe this car is much better than what we originally thought we were going to build at Sand Sports in 19.
Yeah, that's what keeps us going, and seeing the piles of parts and stuff ready to go definitely gets us motivated. So we're happy to see that and know how close we are. So.
Well, excellent. Thank you very much for being part of it, and we'll see you either at Sand Sports or out riding in the desert.
All right, sounds good. Have a good day.
Thanks. Yeah, what are we giving away tonight? Let's. Here's what we're gonna do. All right, caller number 3. Where are you from?
Yuma, Arizona.
Yuma, Arizona. All right. You can either have spare wheel and tire, or 2 tickets to the Long Beach Grand Prix Stadium Super Truck Race.
I'm not sure if I'm going to make that, so I'll take the spare wheel and tire.
Spare wheel and tire. What's your master number, bud?
It's a 1309.
1309. Spare tire and wheel. All right, perfect. We will find out what wheel you have so we can match that accordingly. And what size shirt are you?
Extra large.
Extra large. Perfect. And can I get your first and last name?
Henry Hernandez.
Thank you, Henry. Any questions tonight? What do you think of the show tonight?
I think the show is great. Really nice seeing all the parts. And we're showing you guys showing progress, which always get excited when you show me a car.
Well,
that's good.
Well,
I do have a question on your shifter. What is the lever next to the shifter?
That is the front diff lock, unlike 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive. So obviously, the first click up would be from 2-wheel drive to 4-wheel drive, and that is a dog style shifter, so you can shift that on the fly. And then the same thing. You can click it and go into 4-wheel lock, which basically turns the front tires into like a spool. But that's really used for if you're stuck in the sand or if you're rock crawling. Very low speed, you would lock your front diff and help you climb. So our 4-wheel drive system, that's another thing that people need to understand, is our standard car comes with like the Rock Edition of the Can-Am, or I don't know what the Polaris one is, but we come with a full locking front diff from the manufacturer.
Yeah, that's great.
So there's a lot of options that have been included in the base models, and that's because we wanted to provide the best car we could, and we wanted to make sure our base model was better than everybody else's top of the line model.
Oh, you can tell just by looking what you've got already out there. You can tell you guys are way ahead.
Well, thank you very much, and we're digging. I mean, the engineers work hard, the fabricators, the factory workers. These guys are head down, and we see the finish line, and we're basically pinning it to win it.
Yeah, can't wait. One more question on the four-wheel drive. Is that something we can leave in four-wheel drive when we're racing?
Yeah, I would recommend four-wheel unlocked front diff at all times racing. Every time Max and myself race, we're always in four-wheel drive. We're not in four-wheel lock. We're in four-wheel high, which is like a limited slip front differential. And it allows it still to spin one way, left or right, but still has like a pause traction style system that allows it to continue to pull forward. And the reason we do that is there's a lot less load on any individual CV when we do that, because we have 4 tires pulling instead of just 2 tires pushing.
Yeah.
All right?
That's good to know. Yeah, that's great.
All right, awesome.
Oh.
Yep, go ahead.
One more question. Not to be greedy.
Nope, hey, you're caller 3. We'll give you 3.
Back in June, I think it was the 15th or 17th I called, I never got my T-shirt.
Well, I mean, what'd you expect? I mean, I got to lie sometimes. Nah, just kidding. You didn't get a T-shirt in June. I'm going to...
Yeah.
I take one as consolation prize every time. What's your master number, bud? 703. Perfect. And what size shirt? Everybody's extra large tonight. Look at that. And can I get your first and last name? All right. All right, Steve, you got any questions or a question for me? Yep.